Welcome back.
So welcome back. So today we are going to make a chocolate bourbon pecan pie. My dad passed away recently. This is one of his favorite pies. So my dad loved to cook. He's where I got the inspiration for this entire channel. One of his favorite things to cook was a bourbon chocolate pecan pie. So that's what we're going to be making today. So we are going to use this brown sugar bourbon, perfect for pecan pies. But however, if you don't have bourbon and you're looking for one that you also want to drink with, I would highly recommend the Wooden Hat bourbon. That was my dad and I's favorite bourbon that there is out there. It's actually local to where we are in Missouri. So highly recommend it. It's not sponsored by them by any means. It's just an excellent bourbon. So before we get started, here's a little joke for you. A ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a shot of bourbon. The bartender says, "I'm sorry, but we don't serve food here." Ha ha ha. All right, terrible, terrible. So without further ado, let's get cooking. To start, we are going to make the crust. So we are going to dump 2.5 cups of flour into a bowl and 1.5 cups of cold butter.
I see it.
Then we're going to pinch the butter between our fingers into the flour to make sure that the butter is coated with flour all the way around. This is going to make the crust nice and flaky. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of sugar, clearly because we didn't almost forget. Then we are going to work that into the dough as well. Once you get cracker crumb-like substance, we're going to add ice cold water a tablespoon at a time. It's going to take about 6 to 8 tablespoons of water to get a dough that comes together in a ball without falling apart. Also make sure not to add too much because then your dough will be too runny. Then we're going to throw the dough into the fridge for at least 30 minutes to get that butter cold again so that we can work with it later. While our dough is chilling, we are going to make the filling in a pan with some burnt caramel at the bottom from an experiment gone wrong. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of butter and we are just going to melt the butter almost all the way, and then we are going to add 2/3 cup of light corn syrup, 2/3 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3 tablespoons of bourbon. Then we're going to mix this all up in the saucepan and bring it to a boil for a couple of minutes.
I'm just going to taste one of this. Taste this one.
Which one you like better?
This one and this one. I want both.
While constantly stirring the boiling mixture, we are going to add a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Dark chocolate. I'm going to pick one.
And 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chips. I mean, at this point, it may be significantly less due to the little chocolate thief in the kitchen, but you catch my drift. Then we are going to bring all of this up to a boil again and let this boil for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then in a separate bowl with our 3 eggs, we are going to beat them with a whisk. Then we are going to slowly add a little bit of our chocolate mixture into the eggs. What this is going to do is it's going to temper the eggs to prevent them from turning into scrambled eggs. While we're doing this, I just want to give props to my hand for being right in the way of the camera so you can clearly see everything that's going on. Then once we added about 5 tablespoons of our chocolate mixture, we are going to dump everything back into the saucepan, slowly and constantly stirring just to once again ensure that we don't make scrambled eggs. Once everything is combined, we are going to set this to the side and let it cool. While that mixture is cooling, we are going to take our dough back out of the fridge.
So, we got some sugar on there.
Get some sugar on there? Where? Oh, flour. You want to put flour on there?
Yeah.
And we are going to lightly flour a surface, and we are going to roll out the dough into a circle that is large enough to hang over the edges of the pie pan. Watch your fingers.
One is falling off. I eat it.
As you roll this out, add more flour to prevent the dough from sticking to the rolling pin and the counter. It just makes life easier.
That better be a great pie.
It's going to make a great pie. Then we're going to gently pick up the crust and place it into the pie pan and push the corners down so that the crust is sitting at the bottom of the pie pan. Then we're going to decorate the edges and cut off the excess dough. However, spoiler alert, These edges didn't hold up simply because the butter and the dough melted in the oven faster than it could set up. Looking back, I should have probably threw the pie pan into the freezer for about 20 minutes or so just to cool the butter, especially since this was a hot summer day. However, taste over looks, right? So once you have the crust looking crisp, we are going to add 2 cups of pecans.
And this one tastes fun.
And then we're going to pour our chocolate mixture over them. Now it's time to bake this masterpiece in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 to 55 minutes or until set up. Once it's done cooking, you will have to let this guy cool for a decent amount of time, about 30 to 45 minutes, since the chocolate will need time to set up. However, I'm not going to lie, I couldn't wait for the first few pieces. Alright, so there we have our chocolate bourbon pecan pie. Here it looks a little smushed because someone couldn't wait. So, without further ado, let's get taste testing. Go ahead, Elle.
Now you can have some. Oh, right in the middle. That's it. That is so good. It's like fudgy and chocolate. So chocolatey. You have to love chocolate to love this pie, but that's not a problem for me.
It is absolutely delicious, like she said. I mean, it's pecan pie with chocolate and a hint of bourbon. I mean, what's not to like there? It's just absolutely delicious. So with that being said, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to see more like it. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.